Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The AM, top of the AM, top of the AM. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Top of the morning, man. You know the vibes, man. I know what it is, man. If you don't, it's your boy, Mr. Delucci, man. You know what I'm saying? Delucci TV, all that good stuff, man. We here. We in a building, man. Top of the top, man. You know the vibes, man. If you don't, get in tune. So, today, right? I just wanted to talk real talk with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's the only way that I can really get my point across with people listening. You know what I mean? So we just gonna talk, man. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share button. You know what I'm saying? Get your boy subscriptions up, subscribers up. I mean, but yeah, let's talk about it, man. First and foremost, man. I just want to say that happy holidays to everybody. Everybody out there, all the families. Happy holidays to all. Man. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now let's get into it, right? So for years, I mean years, like 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be 34 years old, and me and my mom been having issues since 13. Like, and it still continues. This shit, why? I don't know. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the same guy that I used to be. So it's not even on my end. I'm not holding no grudges for things in the past because the issue stemmed from, you know, me and my mom having issues after she came home from jail. And, she was dealing, trapping, selling drugs and shit. You know what I mean? To take care of me and my little brother, single parent. And when she went to jail, I guess that scared her straight. So when she came home, she was a changed person. You know what I mean? She was into the church. You know what I mean? She was, working. You know what I mean? She wasn't on the same things that she was on. And now, mind you, I was born in '87, so coming up in the early '90s, all I knew was trappers, drug dealers. I didn't know no successful businessman coming up. Not one. Not one, except for the dude Bill across the street that owns Zaros. You understand? Like everybody I knew, like that I looked up to as a kid, sold drugs. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Anybody in my neighborhood I looked up to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Uncles, just older dudes in the neighborhood. And no disrespect to my pops, but I ain't ever look up to my pops. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Because back then he was a drug addict. You know what I mean? He was smoking Hard Rock Cafe. So, I ain't ever look at my pops as like, you know what I mean? And that's no disrespect to my pops. I love him dearly. You know what I'm saying? But like, coming up, I didn't look to him as, you know what I mean? It was just like I know that's my pops and that's that. Like I wanted to be a biggest drug dealer coming up. Like I wanted to be the biggest gangster. I wanted to, you know what I mean? And that led me down a whole crazy road, man. You understand what I'm saying? From 13 years old when my mom put me on something called person in need of supervision. That's a PENS petition. My mom's had put me on something called person in need of supervision. And The first thing they did, they gave me 97 days. Hold on, let me fix this light. Here we go. They gave me 97 days and some shit called St. Mary's in Syosset, New York. I did my 97 days in there. And I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, like that was the first time I was ever away from home and shit. Like I was just bad in my neighborhood and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I really ain't have to have too many fights and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like my family was so big. So, like, coming up. So I was just like running around doing whatever I wanted. So when I went to juvie, I was 13. You know what I'm saying? I'm around people that I don't know. I ain't ever seen none of these dudes before. You understand what I'm saying? So they don't know what I'm about. So I go to juvie and, you know what I'm saying, I'm around dudes that's way worse than I was. You know what I mean? When I was a kid. So me being around these dudes and shit, you know what I'm saying, I adapted. I picked up a little characteristic. So I went home after my little stunt. I was even worse than I was before I went in. Because now I'm not worried about going to juvie. I did that. Like, so now it's like, nigga, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? And my whole mindset then was gangster, 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 gangster. You understand what I'm saying? So I was just trying to be the toughest young boy around. You understand what I'm saying? And that took me down a crazy road, man. You know what I mean? For years. You know what I mean? That shit took me down a crazy road. I went back to juvie. I was in juvie 13 to 17. 4 years in juvenile from 13 to 17. Straight. No in and out. Straight juvie. 13 to 17. And then from me being in juvie and shit, like, I was in mad different juvenile spots and shit, man. Like, the best juvenile spot I've been in back in the day was some shit called Kids Peace because it was co-ed. It was dudes and females in that joint. And I loved it. Like, you go on trips with the chicks, everything with the biddies, like go to lunch, school. And I was in there, it was in Oroville, Pennsylvania. I was in there for 5 months, messing with the biddies. I was loopy in there, like my weight was up. I was fucking with mad biddies in there. Like I was doing my numbers. Then I ended up getting kicked out of there. Me and my son Vince from DC. Fat out Vincent Young from DC, man. Anybody that see this from DC and know somebody named Vincent Young or know my son Vince, man, tell him to get at me, man. Shout out my son Vince. So me and my son Vince, we in juvie. I couldn't go to rec one day because I had got in trouble in school. No, I'm freestyling. When we got kicked out, my roommate had this white boy I was in there with named Frank. He was a grave digger. White boy was in there for digging graves. This was my roommate when I was in juvie in Kids Peace, Oroville, Pennsylvania. That's why I got kicked out. So I'm in a spot and he farting in the room and shit, stinking. So I'm like, yo, bro, like when you fart like that and shit, you like, you gotta take a shit, bro. Go to the bathroom type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we in juvie. Like, this ain't no cell where you can't step out and, you know what I mean? So he said something slick. So I'm like, all right. So I waited till he got in the shower. He got in the shower. I'm in the shower. Awesome. We got in there. He runs out the bathroom and tells the staff. So staff tell me that I can't go to rec. Now I'm supposed to meet with this little joint that I'm messing with at rec. So I'm like, I'm going to rec. Like, you bugging. There's some white staff named Kyle. Young boy. But I mean, he older than me at the time because I'm like 16. I'm like 16 in juvie. Yeah, I'm like 16, 17 in the juvenile spot. I'm like 16. Yeah, I'm like 16. And he probably like 23, 24. Not too much older than me. So, white boy. So, I'm like, nigga, I'm going to rec, Duke. Like, I don't know what you talking about. So, he trying to stop me from going to rec. So, we start fighting. Now, this a grown man, mind you. So, he getting the best of me. Slam me down. My son Vince come out, hop on him. Boom, 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 boom. Now, we jumping him. More staff come. Now, we shaking out with staff and all that in the spot. Like, we turned the spot. Me and my son Vince turned that spot up crazy. You hear me? No cap. Like me and my son Vince turned that spot up. So we shake it out on staff. We broke staff ribs. We got spooky in there. You hear me? Like it got real jiggy in there. So we end up getting kicked out of the spot. They pressed new charges on us. That's the last time I saw Vince. That was like '02. This about to be 2021. I ain't see this in 19 years. You know what I mean? He ain't have to jump out the window for me. So we got kicked out the spot. We got sent to some juvenile spot, like out there. And then I got transferred to the juvenile spot in Long Island, where I'm from. And I guess he went back to DC somewhere. And I ain't see boys since. You know what I mean? So anyway, fast forward a little bit. I go to the juvenile detention center. They send me back to the St. Mary's spot I was in. I was in there like 3, 4 times. This time I do 19 months in there. But I was all over. I was in the juvenile detention a few times. I was in St. Mary's a few times. I was in Kids Peace in Oroville, Pennsylvania. I was in Berkshire Farms and Canaan, New York, upstate New York. And I was in a group home in West Hempstead. I was in juvie for 13 to 17. So boom, for fast forward, I come home from juvenile. I was in juvie from 2000 to 2004. Fast forward, I come home from juvenile. Now, mind you, me and my mom issues ain't ever get resolved. I'm feeling like, I'm gonna be 100. I'm feeling like she fucked my life up. You understand what I'm saying? This is how I'm feeling when I come out of juvie because I can't go to no schools in Long Island because of everything that I was accumulating and juvenile catching cases and shit like that. Hold on. Let me fix this light. In juvie catching cases. Hold on. Let me make this shit so the light don't keep cutting off. Give me a second. Yeah. So anyway, so so I come home from juvie, you know what I'm saying, and can't go to no schools. I'm feeling like my mom fucked my life up. So me and her been beefing. You know what I'm saying? She kicking me out. I'm not staying there. I'm disrespecting my mom. I'm disrespecting my step pop. They kick me out. I'm end up, you know what I mean? Just, running around the streets, staying with different people. End up moving back with my mom. Now, my mom's supposed to get married this June 18th, 2005. Rest in peace, Jazzo. You know what I'm saying? I got rest in peace Jazzo on my face. You can't see it because I'm so dark, but I got rest in peace Jazzo on my eye. Facts. Rest in peace Jazzo. So fast forward, I'm running around doing my duck dizzle and shit. And well, the crazy shit is we had issues in the beginning, man. Rest in peace, my boy Jazzo, man. You know what I mean? We had issues in the beginning, like we ain't fuck with each other and shit. And then because of this shit, my homegirl Jabisha, I ain't see her in years either. But this was my bestie when I was a little nigga. We ain't never do nothing. Like she used to put me on with the biddies and all that. You know what I mean? That was my homegirl. Like, you know what I mean? So she was messing with Boy. So she the one that got us cool back then. You know what I'm saying? And ended up getting cool and shit. First person I popped the E-pill with got me on the E-pills. I ain't never popped the E-pill before till I was in Hempstead. So fast forward, I'm running around with bro. We doing our duck dizzle. I end up getting locked up. And the day of my mom wedding, I mean, I was supposed to walk her down the aisle, give her away. I get caught the strap. 8 months, come home. Me and my mom still beefing. Now this 2006. Me and my mom still beefing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, it was a while. I used to disrespect my mom. And my mindset wasn't where it is now. I'm gonna catch y'all all up. So fast forward, I catch my case, come home. Now mind you, right? I'm 19 years old. I'm in some of the worst maximum facility prisons in the state of New York. Mind you, right? Let me just tell y'all. Let me just tell y'all, right? About the prison experiences, Jay. The shit does something to you mentally that people don't understand. Just PTSD. Like, you understand? Like, now, mind you, right? I'm 19 years old. I'm still a kid. The first maximum facility prison I go to was Elmira. Elmira is considered one of the wildest state prisons, wildest maximum facility prisons in the state of New York. That's one of them. Like, the experiences in there does, like, mentally, like, because you got to remember when you're in the maximum facility, 85% of the people in here has 10 years and better. Lifers. You understand? Like, 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 this is no, again, like, this is no cap. Like, I was in a bunk. Like, when I went to the box, special housing unit, that's the box up north. It's called the SHU, special housing unit. It's called the SHU 200, but everybody is called the box. But it's really the special housing unit. It's the SHU 200, right? So I'm like, my bunkie taught me how to play chess, taught me how to play casino, right? His name was Barcine Dukes, 77A number. Now, mind you, right? Like, I'm like, listen, right? Like, when you going in the box, you don't see the person, you just see their name. So, right? So, and you see their number, right? So, like, I'm looking at the door going in the cell, like, this thing got a 77A number. How I know this nigga not a booty bandit? You gotta think. This nigga been locked up since 1970, but he was up north since 1977. So he been down since like 73, 74, 75, fighting bodies. And most of the old heads back then was taking butt cheeks. Facts. So that's the first thing on my mind. Like, damn, I'm about to go in here. Who know, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't know the outcome when you, like, you don't even know who they putting you in the cell with. You understand what I'm saying? Because they put that person in a rec pen. You shackled up. You understand what I'm saying? So the first thing I'm doing is trying to see, like, who I'm going in the cell with. Like, you know what I mean? That's the first thing I do. Like, I look around. Like, you know what I mean? And then I see the old head come in. Good thing, man. This dude was you know what I mean? He wasn't on that type of energy. Like I said, and if he wasn't on that type of energy with me. He was a cool dude, old head, told me how to play casino, told me how to play chess. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that because the mental experiences you have to go through, especially when you being in a box, right? Anytime you have to take a shit, you have to take your sheet, unless your monkey got an extra sheet. But if you've been in there for a minute, then 9 times out of 10, he got the sheet already that you put up. When you gotta take a shit, you gotta put the sheet up. Keep flushing the toilet. Mind you, I'm a kid. Like, not saying that, a lot of young niggas experiences, a lot of young niggas been up when they was young. And like, this shit does something to you mentally. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have to, especially, like, that was just one box experience, right? Let me explain what you got to go through when you first going up top, right? Damn, I should have rolled another. Hold up.
Hold up, yeah.
Right, my bad. How they get hit the roll up. But anyway, so boom, right? When you first go up north, right, to get your number and shit, right? They send you to either Ulster or downstate, right? Ulster, you get an R number. Downstate, you get an A number. I went to downstate. Um, I got a 07A number because I went up top in 2007. I got my case in 2006. I went up top in 2007, right? So, so so when you first go up top, right? They have you they have you they have you sitting in this room with everybody, you know what I mean, from everywhere, all over, you know what I mean? And then they start calling y'all in. You know what I mean? You gotta cut your hair unless you tell them you like Rastafari and a Muslim and you got it court ordered, you don't cut your hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you have to tell them like you Rastafarian or you Muslim in order for you to keep your hair. Like ain't no other way you gonna keep your hair. Like, you know what I mean? So you go up top, you get that done. They make you take a freezing cold ass shower, G. Like now, mind you, these niggas is looking at your balls. You gotta do like they degrade you. Like they degrade you, B. So right, so now after you do all of that, they have you walking around for days once you get there, like taking tests for school. And good thing I had my GED already, like you know what I mean. So I ain't have to do no school when I was in prison. Because when I went up top, when I caught my case in '06, I got my GED in 2005 when I did my gun charge. When I caught my gun charge, I got my GED because you got to go to school. So I got my GED. I got my GED when I caught that 8 months for my gun charge because that's when Dillon was still in office and they were still giving out 8 months for gun charges. Now in New York they slate you, but anyway, so you know that when you go up north it's like intake and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're around people from everywhere in New York, like everywhere in New York. You know what I'm saying? Murderers, like that's what I'm telling you, like you know what I mean? Real shit. Cause downstate, I don't know. I don't know how they picked that shit, but they ain't fucking send me to Ulster. So probably because I had a violent. Ulster's like open dorm type shit. I don't know. Don't give me the line. So I go to downstate. Um, yeah, I go to downstate. Boom. I'm in downstate for a minute, and I'm in downstate, and then downstate. Like I said, you can stay there, you can do cadre, but they have you taking mad tests and shit. It's like a holding spot till they find you a jail. So for the first spot I went to from after downstate was green. That was the only medium that I was in. Was green. I was in green for like 2 months. I had an issue with some dude, and I had an issue with some dude, and He gassed niggas up. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he gassed niggas up. And niggas was trying to touch me, so I had to be moving around. I had to be moving around the spot real cautious. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas was trying to touch me. Feel me? So, you know, I had to be walking around with the eater. So, the nigga that they told to cut me, because that's what they call it up top when they cut you, they call it shooting. So the nigga that they had send to shoot me, I had seen a nigga. Niggas had told me who it was. I had seen a nigga, ran down on him because I was working in medical. So I see the nigga. I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, I mean, and I ain't gonna front. I like flashed him the razor. I mean, the shit that I had like a little scalpel drawn. So I flashed him like, what's up? Like, niggas telling me. He's like, nah, niggas telling me, but I ain't with that. So I'm like, yo, you better let niggas know. So I guess they end up touching him. They end up touching him because he ain't shoot me. So they end up touching him, beating him up, black in his eye. He end up telling that they want him to cut me. So when they call me down to the sergeant and shit office, I got the razor and my like I got my steak greens on and shit. And then I got the thermals under it, but like and the thermal shit is like a little pocket joint that go back. So I got the scalpel and the like the razor and the thermal joint. You know what I'm saying? So they called me down to the sergeant office and shit. And then and then they asking me like, I got it. I mean, but whoa. Before that, scratch that. Before that, they don't walk me through the metal detector. They walk me through like some side door and shit. I'm standing there. I see son in there and shit. Then I see they take son, they cuff him. Now, before I step inside the sergeant office, they want me to sit in the bullshit. Before I sit in the bullshit, I had to tell them I got the razor. Because if I sit in the boss chair and it goes off with the razor on me, they're going to think I was trying to harm. You know what I mean? So I tell them, you know what I mean? Before I sit in the boss chair, like, yo, you know, you know what I mean? Because once you sit in the boss chair, you scoot back, that's it, go. So I tell them, like, you know what I mean? And they're like, put your hands on the wall, put your hands on the fucking wall. They put my hands on the wall, they kicking my legs, my hard and shit. They're like, where is it? You know what I mean? They going mad crazy and shit, pushing my head on the wall, doing mad goofy shit. So he go in there, he find it, shit, cuff me, and right there, they had me sit in some little room and shit for a minute, and then they took me to the who scale. You know what I'm saying? I go to the box, and then I go to the box. I ain't even talk to the sergeant to figure out what happened and shit. I go to the box. I'm in the box with niggas. Niggas talking shit. I'm talking shit, telling niggas up, you know, whatever. And they telling me whatever. They telling me they gonna touch me. And I mean, and I'm in there talking shit to them. So they moved me from. I was in green box. I ain't know my classification went up. I don't know how this shit work. You know what I'm saying? And now mind you, right? I'm in green box. I go from green box to Lakeview box. I was in Lakeview box. I was in Lakeview box. I told y'all that Lakeview box. I went to Elmira and shit. So from Elmira, I was in Elmira 8 months. But I was saying all of that shit, you know what I mean, to say that they like how they degrade you on the inside. Like, listen, right? You have to knock on the table in prison. Like, you have to not, like where I was at in New York. I can't speak for nowhere else, but you have to knock on the table before you get up for breakfast, lunch, dinner. You have to knock on the table, boom, boom, before you get up, so you could announce that you getting up. You can't just be making sudden movements around like this shit. Like the tension in there is spooky. And imagine you 19 having to experience shit like that. Like, and I know it's a lot of niggas that experience this shit at young age. I'm not just speaking, you know what I mean? Because it's all over. That shit is traumatic. It does something to you mentally, G. Seeing a nigga like, yo, I remember one time, right? I'm in Clinton, right? And this the first time I seen like, I mean, I done seen like, you know what I mean, a nigga get cut before and shit and blood leaking, but I'm in Clinton, right? And one of the homies, one of the blood dudes, was messing with a mook. Yo, now Mayo, listen to what I'm telling you, G. Now, mind you, like I said, I'm from Long Island, so like, and my where I grew up, we grew up rough, rugged, fighting, shooting, but like coming up with me, it wasn't like niggas wasn't getting killed. Niggas was shooting at each other and shit, but niggas wasn't no killers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying niggas wouldn't kill nothing if it wasn't needed, but niggas wasn't no killers. Was niggas dumping that shit and all like, yeah, we was dumping on shit, and beating shit up, and cutting shit, stabbing shit. Niggas was doing all that shit, but niggas wasn't kissing no bodies. Like, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I said that to say that. And then mind you, like I said, I was locked up 13 to 17. So like I ain't experienced too much crazy shit on the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was home, in the period I was home, I was beefing and doing shit, shooting at niggas, mean shit like that. But it wasn't too wild. Like I ain't ever see a nigga get his face ripped into the white meat, and you see nothing but meat, and then the blood come. I ain't like that shit. This yo, listen. Right? Now let me get back to the story. So we in Clinton. Some blood dude was messing with a mook, right? So we are like it's me, my son Two Guns, my son Bentley, my son Casper. Son is somebody in front of me on the line, then it's somebody, and then his son. Matter of fact, then there's somebody in front of son. So then the Duke that ripped him, right? He walking by, he telling everybody, yo, palm me, palm me, palm me, palm me, like, because they're skipping the line, because you got to go through the metal detector and shit when you go on the rep and shit. So, yo, he hit boy. Yo, when I tell you, I ain't, like, until then, I ain't ever see nobody get their face bust open like this, dude. Cause like, that shit did like, that shit froze me. Like, and these niggas like, yo, come on, come on. Like, yo, they grabbing me like to move around. Cause I'm just looking like, what the fuck? Cause yo, he hit him, boom, and son went. And it just was like white meat. Like he scalpel. It was just like all you saw was like white meat. Like chicken. Like a chicken breast. Like, yo, gee, that shit, and then the blood started. But for a minute, like 10 seconds, all you saw shit was bust open, and all you saw was white meat. And then that shit, oh my goodness, this shit gave me, yo, that shit did something to my skin, G. Like, yo, boy, like, and that shit right there was like, you know what I mean? Like, in Clinton, the jail was always getting shut down. Elmira, the jail got shut down when I was in there a couple times, like 3-4 times maybe. The jail got shut down in the air when I was in there, like shut down for like days. Like, I mean, it was times when shit happened and they got shut down for a little bit, then they have to, you know what I mean, contain shit, whatever happened, then they let us back out. You know what I mean? Or it might get shut down for a day, but I mean like days. Like days, like shut down, like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like and that's what I be trying to say. Like, when people underestimate me, that already gives me the one up. When people don't think that I'm as intelligent that I am, that gives me the one up on them. Because you can't ever judge a book by its cover. I learned so much from prison. Because before I went to prison, like, my mind frame was different. I was way wilder. Like, through other life experiences humbled me also. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I learned how to move living off experience. Other life experiences humbled me also. But going to prison and experiencing having to have yo, they violate you. See, COs tell you get butt naked in front of them, lift your balls up. After you lift your balls up, they they want you to lift your feet up. They want you to turn around, grab your butt cheeks open, grab your butt, and they looking in your butthole to see if you got a razor or a weapon or drugs in your butthole. Like, they're looking in your butthole and they telling you to cough in your butthole. They looking in your booty hole and telling you to cough. And with the same hand that you got your butt cheeks spread open with, right? They telling you to put your hand in your mouth like this. And run your hand across your mouth. Make sure you ain't got nothing in your mouth and all that. Then they could come in your cell any fucking time they want and fuck your cell up. Just because they don't like you. They'll clean this fucking shit up. Fucking nigga. I had an experience one time, right? So my kids, right? We on a bus. I'm going to the box. So niggas bugging on the bus. Yo, the nigga get on the bus. The CO get on the bus. They was trying to scare me. But, like, by this time, G, like, my mental is so hard and I done seen so much. I done, like, so I'm like, nigga, it's whatever. But I was like, the crazy shit is, right? I wasn't even the one disrespecting the CO dude. It was somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell y'all, right? So boom, right? So I got stories for days, jail stories, right? So boom, right? So boom, so they take everybody off the bus and they tell me to stay on the bus. So now I'm on a bus dolo. It's like 7, 8 correctional officers. He get in my face. He calling me all types of niggas, and you know I could fucking kill you, nigga, and all that. He completely violating. But I'm standing there. I'm looking around. I'm like, it's nothing I could do. And then when the last CO come on the bus, he like, yo, that's not even the dude that was saying it. You got the dude in that was saying it. Nigga, he tried to apologize. Like, you know what I mean? But it was like, dude, like, I'm sitting here, I'm cuffed up, I'm shackled up like this. Can't even move. You can't even move. Man. Like, you got the shackle belt around your waist, and your hands is cuffed to that, and then your feet. So you got your from your waist, it's cuffed down to your feet. So even if I wanted to act like I wanted to jump bad, I could. But I just said that to say that how they just disrespect you any kind of way they what. How they treat you any kind of way they what. You shower when they tell you to shower. You eat when they fucking tell you to eat. I mean, like, you got commissary, you could cook meals and shit, so you could really, up north, you could really eat when you want to eat. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean, like, go to chow, go to reg, go to the shower. Who wants to be dealing with that? And for years, I dealt with that shit from 13 to 26 straight. I was locked up. I missed 13 straight summers. If that ain't PTSD, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Cause you go through it when you in the inside. You go through it, like, mentally, G. You know what I'm saying? I don't about to talk about physically, because it's like, especially as a young person, like, shit do something to you mentally, G. And that's why I don't understand why people underestimate me. But that's why they lose. Because right now, I'm on the road to riches. The blessings is rolling in. I stay out the way now. I don't be involved in no goofy, bogus ass shit. I don't be up there beefing with nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no issues with nobody. I just don't mess with a lot of people. For what? Why do I need to? Is no need. Well, there's no need. It's no need. It's no need for me to fuck with people that's not trying to help me better myself and lead me to the money. So if you're not bringing like nothing to the table, knowledge wise, I'm not talking about financially. Just show me how to get a bag. Tell me how to get to the bigger bag. Like, you know what I mean? That's it. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like, I don't want to be hanging around nobody just to be chilling with no grown men sitting around doing nothing, smoking and drinking. I do that by myself. I do that with Lele all day. Like, y'all see what's going on. So, like, you know what I mean? And another thing, right? I don't understand why people hate on other people. Like, I don't, I don't, I don't get it. Like, why be envious of what someone else has? I don't understand it. I ain't ever been me. I ain't ever been the jealous, envious type of guy. I ain't ever hate on nobody ever. Like, even when I was down bad, up, bad, no income, no nothing, no nothing. Like, I still ain't hate on nobody. I used to see people and be like, damn, I gotta step my game up. Like now, I'm doing way better than I was. You understand? I'm doing way better than I was. You understand what I'm saying? But I still feel like this is not enough. I got two sons, one on the way. And my sons is gonna they like, I'm gonna show them the way so we could get to billions. That's the thing. Like, people is not thinkers nowadays. That's why they say if you knew better, you do better. You understand what I'm saying? Because two hustlers together is always gonna work. A hustler and a leech is not gonna ever work. Like, kids is blessings. You gotta think about it, right? All the kid stars, right? All of the kid stars, who you think led them to that way, to that path? It was the parents. All of the kid stars, Raven Simone, Nick Cannon, any of these little kids that y'all see, the little girls that we was on the Tyler Perry joint with the brother, that played in New Edition, Orlando Brown, all the little kid stars. Anybody that started from young, look at the Jacksons, Jackson 5, Beyonce, her pops was her manager. Like, Bow Wow. I'm just saying, like, kids that didn't have famous parents that started young. People don't have no goals, no ambition, no, you know what I'm saying, no motivation. Like, I got a whole bunch of let that be the reasons, G. My mom works 2 jobs. She's been working 2 jobs for 20 plus years. I don't want my mother to be working 2 jobs, but right now, financially, I'm not in a position to tell her to quit her job and live her life, go get her passport stamps up soon. But that's my drive. Not all my, but that's one of the things that drives me to get rich. Outside of my kids, but everybody kids should be the reason they want to get rich. I'm just saying the extra incentives, see? And me and my mom don't even talk still to like to this day. Like, we don't even talk, no holidays, no birthdays. I text her on Mother's Day. I text her on her birthday. I tell my cousin to tell her happy birthday, happy Mother's Day. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, I'm not holding no grudges. I still love her genuinely, daily. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm not holding no grudges for nothing that happened between us in the past. You understand what I'm saying? Whenever she's ready to reach out and talk, I'm here. I love her. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but I was saying, I just said, like, I don't want my mom to be working. So I gotta get rich. My mom don't even know that. That's how I'm thinking now. She probably thinking I'm still mad at her, cursing her out. Nah, I love her. I'm like, I'm trying to get rich for us. My pops, 60 plus. Before he go, I want him to travel in private jets. Come on, let's spin around. We going on vacation, man. What you doing? All right, get up. Go to the airport. It's a ticket there waiting for you. Meet me out here. We going on vacation. You know what I mean? Like, boss type shit. Like, I ain't like this little shit I'm getting is crumbs. Niggas is out here running it up, touching millions of dollars, G. Like, I like this little shit I'm getting is crumbs of the pie. Like, I'm trying to I need to see some M's. You know what I'm saying? I need to see some M's, G. For real. I need to see some M's. You hear me? Like, like people minds are so small they don't want nothing. Like, they minds only go but so far. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I I I need millions and billions of dollars. At least a billion. You know what I mean? And it's gonna come. It's gonna come. The blessings is rolling in. I'm raising 2 young kings. My young boy, my junior, is gonna, like, that's where the billions is gonna come in. You know what I'm saying? That's where the millions is gonna accumulate into billions. And I'm gonna put them in position to get the millions and the billions. That's what I'm working for. That's my drive. That's my motivation, to be able to put my sons in position to get the millions and the billions. So, like, what I'm trying to accumulate right now is a way for me to get in the door, to open the doors for them to touch the millions. It take money to make money. You can't do nothing broke. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing broke, G. That's why I don't understand how people don't want money. I don't understand how people could be content with not having nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. Like, you look how you feel. So when you know you looking fucked up in the game, you feeling fucked up. Mentally, you depressed, you going through it. It's a lot on your brain. You understand? It's a lot on your brain, G. It's a lot on your brain. You understand me? So, when you start getting money, you feel better about yourself. That's why they say get you some money, you'll feel better about yourself. But when you start getting some money, start touching a couple dollars, G, you feel way better about yourself. When you could get fresh, get fly, put on any pair of sneakers you want, switch sneakers every day, every single day. So it's like, it's the vibes. So you like, you feel better about yourself when you get some money. That's why people be angry. I don't see how people could be angry and depressed with a bag. Say money can't bring happiness. That's a lie. Money make everything better. It's a fact. Money makes everything better. So if people say money don't bring happiness, they a lie. They ain't never had no money. I'm just keeping it 1,000. Like, if you hear somebody say money don't bring happiness, then they ain't really had no money. Because money make everything better for everybody. Not just for you, but for everybody around you in your circle. So, I mean, I, I don't know who don't want no money. I don't know nobody that don't like money. Be honest with you, bro. Just being 100. I don't know a person that don't love $1. So, like sometimes people gotta focus in on them and their goals to better themselves, to better their life, to better their kids, to better the people around them. Because when you don't, it's like everybody around you not happy. And they say misery loves company. I don't want to be around no angry, miserable people all the time. I don't want to be around people that gossip about people and they don't have nothing. You understand? I don't want to be around people that gossip about people and they don't have no goals for themselves. Part of the bed, and know my dream looking rough, scruffy. But like sometimes people don't be happy with themselves in their life, and that's why they sit around and talk about other people so much. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Facts. That's why people be upset. You know what I mean? And people be angry. You know what I mean? Well, well, well. So you know how it go, man. You know how this shit go. Like, nobody want to see you doing good, really, unless they really genuinely fuck with you. And that's rare. So if you got a team of guys that you genuinely fuck with, stick with it. because people are so fake and phony, snake, backdoor people. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. So if you got some day ones, dudes you've been messing with 10 years plus, a decade plus, then, more success and wealth.